that's a good way to go live. Just Josh whispering creepily, Pillow Talk, Pillow Talk. Welcome, as Josh has creepily whispered, to Pillow Talk, a Crit the Bed side project every other Sunday or every some Sundays. We're going to get a schedule down a little bit more regular in the new year, but it's where we do things that aren't the campaign. For instance, this episode is going to be about each of our players' characters' New Year's resolutions. The previous Pillow Talk that you can catch on YouTube, which is the first one, was a full season recap of season 1. So if you don't know how we got to level 10, or if we even should have got to level 10, you can watch that to catch up and see what weirdness that the rest of the players got up to prior to these ones. So with no further ado, I'll introduce Khalil to my left. Yes, it's always awkward to do that. aka Chad. We have Alice, aka Air, Ellie, aka Pip, Josh, aka Parter, and Annie, aka Mike. So
hello.
Oh, yeah, that's very accurate. Start off there. Yeah, we've got the missing hand twins above and below each other.
Missing hand twins.
The long-term rivals to the Banana Jarama twins.
Jemima with Banana James.
Banana James.
So as we said, we're going to do some not in character, but character New Year's resolutions, which I'll be interested to hear because I haven't heard these either. So I'm going to be interested to see what kind of New Year's resolutions the players and the characters have. Who wants to go first? Who's got an idea of what their character resolutions will be?
I can go first because you can probably guess one of mine.
Okay. Is it to do something about the countdown clock on your forearm?
Yeah, that's certainly one of them.
Okay.
But more importantly, keep my imaginary pets alive.
Yes. Have you got? Do you know which one you want to keep alive? Because are you happy
like...
with the current one you've got, or do you want to?
No,
just,
I feel like it's got too much sass. I almost feel like I want to bring back the dying bird one.
I liked that
Kenko.
one.
Yeah, Kenko.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of vomited himself, crawled around, just looked like death. But he was really friendly, which would be refreshing after being followed around by a sassy spider.
I quite like the sassy spider. He's got a bit of attitude. And
which one though? Is it Pret or Smashburger that you?
I think everyone's referring to Smashburger.
Okay,
Smashburger.
Yeah. But Kenko let us walk all over him in more ways than one.
Kenko was also the only one that I didn't worry about actually eating me. So
yeah.
Come back.
Although we wouldn't have the papoose if it wasn't for Smashburger. So.
Well, this is it. This is what I like about Smashburger. Like, he's coming up with useful things. So, like, papoose, a human man to a lizard. But also, if you want to dispose of a body and not be seen as killers, you can just feed it
yeah.
Smashburger.
Even though that very act has probably stopped us from learning who the actual Wendigo that's following us around is.
True.
Which
one of your pets has lasted the shortest?
That weird dragon thing that I summoned on the battlefield.
Your fire snake.
Yeah, there was
what was it called?
I don't remember it at all.
I don't remember his name because it was around so little, but it was when we were fighting the hooded man for the first time after Deep Chest, and he zoomed on the battlefield and then just died instantly.
Yeah, the name of it was Moksha.
Moksha.
That's it.
I feel the most sorry for Costa, who you brutally killed.
That's when the curse started.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve that.
No.
Is that the one, that's the one that you've actually physically killed? The rest have just died, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And to be fair, I was, I don't even know what happened to me to be possessed.
Tim.
Yeah, that was the incest twin.
Yeah, the incest twins made me do it.
Yeah, the ones that aren't twins and therefore not incest.
That's another t-shirt, by the way.
You can only use that excuse so many times.
Am I going to have to make a shirt that's just got a pair of devil twins making out with each other?
And then on the back
Incest twins made me do it.
I already want it.
If anyone doesn't know, we're talking about Aya's. She's a paladin and she can have summon steed, and so far she's summoned 6 steeds in total.
Mm-hmm. And I should say as well that I rarely actually ride any of them.
I don't think you've ever rode any of them, have you? Apart from
I think
maybe Kenko.
Kenko for flying. Yeah.
Kenko.
I think I slid down into the Grung Palace on Costa.
Yeah,
That was
I do actually remember you riding Costas, because Costas was a particularly large example of crocodile. It was like an 18 feet long, 1,900 pound crocodile that you could ride, but even so, your knees would still drag on the floor because it is still a crocodile.
It's a terrible steed.
It's a very weird steed that you have.
One day I just summon a horse and be done with
Yeah, and it'll probably live forever.
it. I think that's a very worthy New Year's resolution. So the next one, I mean, after Smashburger, the next one will be treated, or even just keep Sebastian alive. I feel like that would be an accomplishment.
I think that should be a group. Yeah, that should be a group resolution that we
That's
keep
true.
Sebastian alive, whether he's willing to stay alive or not.
I have a fear that Parter will end up killing Sebastian.
No. This is
No,
so.
no, I do think so because if someone rubs you up the wrong way, even if they like give you a weird look like that, or I don't know, wear a dog collar and you don't like the color of the dog collar,
Well, by saying dog collar makes it sound like I'm against Christians and vicars. I'm not. It's a bit harsh.
We know
Well,
how-
you kill him.
But this is what I was about to say. Like, one of Parter's. This should be an obvious one, but one of Parter's is like kill less in terms of like kill when it's needed, not when I'm jealous. So like it's two part. He's gonna be jealous less. He's gonna work on that. I think he's kind of getting that Chad's not there for him. Just Chad and the axe now. So he's gonna mature and he's changed a lot over the however long we've been playing this now. And he's gonna kill less, make sure it's meaningful when he does kill. And he's gonna compress that inner rage again.
How are you going to make the killing meaningful?
Taking a different tone already.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Parter needs to come up a bit like, I'm going to set myself up here. Not so much rhymes like Chad does, because only he's good at doing that. But I think he kind of needs to say why he's going to kill something just before he does it. Just so they know when they're dying, why they're dying.
To that end, I feel like I have another group one too in terms of killing. Like let's not kill anybody unless we know their name.
Yeah.
That was one of mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
That should be a group resolution. It'll make it all more meaningful.
As long as we know like their name and like one fun fact about them, then
One fun-
Yeah. Their favorite color.
yeah. And if we like it, they can live. Fair game.
I mean,
Yeah,
if we go to that length, we'll probably just end up with them following us around forever by
Yeah, I was
force.
going to say there is a loophole there that they might exploit, which is if they just don't give us a fun fact, then they'll survive.
Probably not.
So the next time we get so enraged with an NPC that we want to kill them, we ask them to tell us one fun fact that might save their life.
Because it might give us time to like calm down or actually learn something useful in the meantime, rather than just finding an NPC that's clearly important and Tim has been leading us to them for ages,
Sure.
and then just killing them before we even speak to them.
No, I like it. It's good. We should probably, in terms of group ones, then also listen to remember the stuff that we have and use it. Just
Yeah.
I'll never forgive myself if Natna's dead.
Not deleting messages without reading them. That's a big
Just
resolution.
That's not a group resolution, Pip. That is a
That's
group
my-
resolution.
just on that point as well. So Badgers and Spoons in the chat is saying that we're instantly going to forget all of these resolutions, which is obvious. So
Yes.
which kind of plays into what you were just saying, that we've got to remember that we've got all this other stuff and use
Yeah.
it. So
No, yeah, you know us too well.
Tim, are you writing down these resolutions?
I'm writing down
Theory.
the ones that I need to affect. So I now
Okay.
need to come up with one fun fact for each NPC that I make.
No.
hey Iris, set a reminder every now and then to remind us of our resolutions when we break them.
Maybe
Yeah.
a resolution for the group should be not to cause Tim more work than need be.
It caused him as much work as possible.
Just much twerk, I
I was
think.
just about to say, much
Well,
work.
that's my other.
My
that's my other stream.
resolution is to make him twerk on stream at some point.
That's a Sunday night stream, not a Sunday afternoon stream.
That's the way
So tune in later
Tim,
for that.
it's-
You can't tune
Tim,
in.
it's Sunday night.
Sunday afternoon.
It's
It's
Sunday
got to be
afternoon.
after Watershed. It's got to be post 9 p.m.
No children can be awake.
I feel like Potter and I might share one of Chad's
Okay.
resolutions. Oh, which was going to be not to lose any more limbs this year.
Yes, can't
Yeah.
afford it.
I'd like to keep all of. I assume I can grow back my tail, but I'd like to keep all of my limbs regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're a lizard, so you should be able to grow back your tail. But
Yeah, but I didn't grow back my arms, so I'd like to just keep the ones that I have and not replace them with any more legendary
the-
weapons.
yeah, I was gonna say what we need to do is get a ghost to take over you, like I did, and then get rid of the axe, and then you'll just grow a ghost hand.
Mm,
Yeah, you have a
sound a bit
ghost
weird.
hand.
Yeah. That's not a guarantee thing that will happen. A ghost has to bond to you. It also has to be of a significant age,
Level.
and has to have been able to do some kind of spell casting in its real life.
well, you lucked out, didn't you, Potter?
Yeah,
Oh my god, does this mean that like my special ghost hand can help with things?
I'm not gonna tell you because you don't know.
Special ghost power.
Did you
What,
understand what you just said?
I didn't think of it.
A New Year's resolution for Parter: play with his ghost hand more.
Oh no. Veto in the
Absolutely, Chad, remember?
Experiment with his ghost
I think it's
hand.
everybody else's New Year's
Ah.
resolutions to not allow you to.
Mine is to make sure I never sleep anywhere near pasta ever. If we're setting up camp, I'm on the other end.
But Pep, you're my little
Yeah.
friend. You've been my friend for a long time.
Not anymore.
Oh.
So there isn't a because you haven't actually spent a lot of time with your ghost hand yet, like having a ghost limb. So it's going to be interesting because the ghost itself doesn't need rest. So when you're sleeping, it can be aware and active.
You wake up in the night and I'll be like,
Yeah, and there's a few other special bits and pieces that will happen along the way. The more you
No.
attune to your ghost limb.
It's gonna be like Chad randomly having howling.
this
Maybe
is
you'll start smelling.
Yeah, smelling like mothballs because I'll be like a 200-year-old woman.
Exactly, or like an old lady's perfume.
Start demanding heads.
Yeah, that would be an annoying habit.
It is.
Yeah.
None of us have that, right?
Then you give up heads for New Year's.
It'll be
That's up to Aldous.
Yes.
Yeah, what's Aldous' New Year's resolution?
I think that would come from Tim.
Tim, what's your DM and NPC?
Oh, which NPC are you talking about? I
All of
imagine they've all got different.
Of them
different
individually.
resolutions. All of them. Great.
Let's start with the axe and then work our way through.
Well, I think with the axe, a New Year's resolution for that is because it's so old, it would just to stay attuned to Chad for as long as possible. Because the more it sort of integrates with Chad's physiology, the more powerful it will become, and the more autonomy it can
heads.
have.
And it's going to get more powerful.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Did you
Really?
say more autonomy?
Yes.
We need to chop that off. We seriously need to chop that.
We could have chopped that arm off last episode, but
You
you
know, but you ran off shopping.
I'm busy shopping.
Got this nice puka shell necklace for Aldous.
Yeah. Just to stick it on the axe.
Yeah.
I've just had a thought. Which hand's your axe?
The right hand, I
Okay,
think.
'cause it was my left hand,
Yeah.
which is the one that's chopped off.
So you can hold.
So we've got a
you
human
can-
man that's attached to your body. He can't run anywhere. You could just cut off both his arms. And...
Didn't I say Parter will kill Sebastian?
Sorry, you want to
No.
chop off Sebastian's arm?
keep him alive, but yeah,
Oh,
just
I
a,
don't know if that's-
just a
Ew.
straight
We'll make
cut.
it meaningful, right?
He'll bleed out.
Wait, give all this to Sebastian is what you're saying?
No,
No.
Give
definitely
Sebastian to Aldous.
Just-
No.
Leave
That's
Give
Give
Aldous
buried.
and Lady Suspiria to
Sorry,
Sebastian
I
and
genuinely don't understand
make
why
him
you
the
want
most
to
Yeah,
chop
powerful
that off.
NPC.
Well,
What?
because you can do an arm transfer, right? And I can cure wounds, so I can just stop him bleeding out, and he'll just be there with 2 stumps.
So I get Sebastian's arm?
Yeah,
No, that is off. It's not.
He's not
his
even the
fault
same
you
race as him.
lost your
He's a
limb.
lizard.
Cleo,
Not
if
the
Chad
worst
gets
idea we've had.
Sebastian's right arm, you get +1 to calligraphy.
Let's
Saying.
just-
Wild.
Worth it.
And then
Oh, that
whenever
changes
we
everything.
whenever we do something good, we can high five, but only high five with his hands.
This is
Actually, that did
grim.
remind me that Dad sent a box with handwriting in that was like barely legible, right? Didn't that happen?
Yeah, get in box. Love Chad.
Yeah.
So +1 calligraphy would probably help.
Imagine how fancy it would have been.
It'd be the same grammatically.
Be
It would be the
cursive.
same, but it would just be in nice cursive font.
It doesn't make it more literate.
Okay. No, part is promising not to hurt Sebastian. So I really had to hesitate then. So it's like, am I going to?
Josh,
I
you
think
shouldn't
keep it
use the
on.
P word.
Yeah, it's a resolution. You can't really
True.
Yeah.
totally stick to them.
You'll try not to.
Yeah. What's
Try-
If I cure wounds instantly, he'll have like a split second of pain. Fine.
Technically, yeah.
He's not
Ow!
a child.
Hmm?
Why would you do that to a child?
Because he's not a child. He's a human grown man.
Child.
a
He's
baby
in a-
boy?
Have you ever seen a man in a papoose?
I have now.
That's right. That adds up. There's logic there.
True.
Yeah, argue that point.
Annie, what's Mike's New Year's resolutions?
I mean, I think I think Mike would think that she is a pretty well-rounded person, and doesn't regret anything, or like, none of this new year, new me kind of thing. I think that Mike would probably like to be a little bit more punctual, maybe find a new hobby, start baking.
What hobby?
All these just aren't your resolutions. Annie.
Hmm. Didn't you want to
No.
franchise?
Yeah, but I think that
What's
she'll do
Rudolph?
that I think she'll do that anyway. I think she'd like to, like, of all the things, she'll do that anyway, I think.
Mhm.
But outside of the box, I think that she really, really does enjoy killing and slitting ankles. But I think that she'd find herself a bit more wholesome if she could find a hobby that doesn't involve killing all the time.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to kill all the time because you're a vampire.
I know.
And you're also a
But
friendly boy.
that's the thing, is that now so killing was my hobby, and now killing is a way of survival or feeding. So I need to replace that. Maybe
Why
reading.
don't you chat with Patter's ghost friend, because wasn't she like a vegan whatever? She came from the vegan vampire house, so maybe she can teach you about vegan vampirism.
Yeah,
This is
maybe
true.
you
Good
could do
idea.
like Veganuary.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna say, because we're gonna cast Thoughts App quite a lot, so just use Thoughts App, have a chat with her. I don't mind. It's fine.
That's a good idea.
Probably get more sense out of her than you would me anyway.
She does also need to learn to pour the perfect pint.
200 years of experience in my head.
And you can literally do it in your sleep.
And I can literally do it in my sleep. The rest of me will be stopped, but you'll have the hand going.
You'd actually make a great bartender.
Or day and night.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not to threaten Mike.
You could mix like 2 drinks at the same time, because
Yeah.
you're concentrating with your one arm on one thing, and she's concentrating on her arm with the other thing.
Unstoppable. That's definitely how you should use this new superpower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
No,
I
but
love that you're calling it a superpower. All over that.
That is another thing that we should do collectively, though, as a group, is remember that we are supposed to be saving the world. On top of the, like everything else.
We got time.
I mean, think how long we've been playing this campaign, and we're probably a third of the way into your countdown clock. So
The biggest thing, and this isn't like joking, the biggest thing is that we actually just need to remember what we have. I don't remember any of my spells, but I should, and I want to. Or like all of our equipment. We need to just
Being in
remember
that shop really reminded everyone of all of this stuff.
We never remember about the clock or Iris. We only figured out that we had her again the other day.
Yeah, the only reason we realised Now was dead was because we went to wish him Merry Christmas and we couldn't get through.
is it
it's
confirmed?
Iris's job to remind us that Iris exists. Okay, it's not our job.
True.
We've asked her to set a reminder. That's off our plate.
Yep, every
I
3
think
days.
collectively we're all to blame about Napna.
Is
we
it
all have
confirmed?
that.
It's not
I
confirmed.
agree. I agree.
No.
It's not
I
confirmed
agree.
he's dead yet. It's not
As a
confirmed
group.
he's dead.
as a group, we decided to abandon. Although to be fair, it's not our fault. It's the pirate megalomaniac that transported us to the other side of the planet.
And also, it's kind of the Pooch Pal's fault for not protecting that now.
I think I do
True.
remember someone rolling a natural 1 whilst trying to fuck around with the teleportation sphere inside the ship that did teleport you.
I wonder who that could
Who
have
was that?
been.
Yeah.
Could have been
I don't know.
anything.
It could have been
think-
anybody. It probably
was-
was all of it.
It's Bertie, right?
Was it Chad?
I think we're
I
all
bet
to
it was
blame.
Napnar.
Don't speak ill of the dead.
No, he's not dead. He's not.
I can't believe he's dead. I can't. We can't. We have to believe. We have to have hope.
Yeah.
What
I
if,
have read.
what if in
um,
a twist of the story, Pooch Pals are the ones that murdered him?
They wouldn't
What
do
if
that.
he didn't feed them?
Went feral.
I don't know if
That'd be
like it
heartbreaking.
sounds really bad, but I don't know if I would be angry at them.
What if they were starving him?
How could you be angry at like a group of puppies? I
Because
don't
they're
think
human.
Yeah, they
There
are.
would be cannibalism, technically.
I'm on board with that, Tim.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's
If
a
we all
vampire.
get turned into puppies and start murdering people, we're still murderers.
Mm.
But we'd be so cute.
True. But
Ow.
murderers.
Who could blame us?
So, is this a New Year's resolution that we find a way that we can all turn into dogs?
I don't think we said.
And then we find out, that in a weird twist, Pooch Pals were just us from the future come back to try and rescue Nap.
I mean, I think we've all suspected that.
Oh my gosh, and Napnar is Sebastian.
And that's what. Well, jokes like this, I don't understand him and know that he's actually telling the story that I used to be a human man.
Oh my gosh.
Parallel.
This is some, like, last series of Lost writers bullshit right here.
We're relating
Crazy.
to Reddit.
Someone just panicked and like, no, the Pooch Pals were you from the future. It's all
This
laid
is why
out.
we're lucky that you're in charge of the storytelling, not us.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll tell you now, we'll reveal this. You are not the Pooch Pals from the future.
the
Oh,
Pooh
man.
Pals.
Damn it.
You're not the
That would
Pooh
have been
Pals.
so good.
Also,
mean,
when
my
have you
recommend-
told yourself, like, things that you need to know when
I'm
you
so
talk to them?
disappointed, Tim. I'm so disappointed.
Because
doesn't
in
make
true,
sense.
no, it does make sense. Because in true Friendly
does.
Boys fashion, Pooch Pals transformed into dogs, came back to the past to tell us and save Napnar,
Yeah.
and got sidetracked by some bone somewhere in
And gave them
Delve.
all themselves different names and different classes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. So what we should do, okay, is we should write some fan fiction about this true storyline, and we should like work out if you could be a dog, what kind of dog would you be?
That's
Pick
fair.
a BuzzFeed quiz.
Oh, I think I'm gonna try and find. I can't remember what it is. Keep talking. I'm gonna find the dog that I think Party would be.
Can we make a group resolution that if Napnar is dead, if we
dead.
forget all about trying to solve the clock problem and we just make it our mission to avenge his death?
Yeah.
We need to avenge his death and then get revenge on Katessa.
Yeah.
Those are like
Yeah.
the two things that will drive us through the rest of the campaign.
And that weird little man from college.
Oh,
Oh, Tessa's
Yeah.
Dark Place.
Yeah, the one that Ellie was.
Ellie killed him.
with-
Ellie tied him to a chair and murdered him.
Yeah, but now the woman is tracking us. She lives there too, right?
Yeah, we need to hunt her down.
Which woman?
We just
The
found out
woman-
last episode, right?
Oh, the
Yeah.
From the
professor.
necklaces.
The
Mm.
professor. Yeah, that was the person that created those necklaces. Yeah.
also the undead man who almost killed me in the snow.
No, because we tricked him.
No,
I feel like that one's on us.
he's on the list.
Fair. Just throw anyone on, to be fair.
Can you remind me why we have to avenge Countessa?
Because she sent that
No.
to the thing of
black hole.
annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said he was
Oh,
a booby
yeah.
trap to the hobgoblins.
Yeah.
We're not avenging, we're revenging
I
Katessa.
forgot about
You're the Revengers.
Yeah.
the revenge.
The revenge.
And we have to remember the black hole exists so that we can have like a very poetic revenge.
We have
potential.
set a
I can't-
reminder.
Yeah. We just need to figure out how to move it. Once we figure out
Yeah.
how to move it, we're just gonna fling it around.
Well, you kind of know how
That
to move
would
it
be
because you
great.
did move it with your mind.
When this campaign comes to an end, we should finish it in that cave and just jump into the black hole. See what happens.
You were definitely 100% dead.
Nothing else matters. We don't get a happy ending.
Oh, we can throw the bag in.
So when we save the world, we'll end it by
Yeah,
filming.
turn it inside out and then
Yeah.
end the world.
In
But
our
at
own
least-
time.
Hang on.
Fine.
Why don't we just try? Why didn't we try dipping Aya's arm in? So cut off the countdown clock, because technically then it can't.
I don't
count
think that is the cause of it. Genuinely,
down.
I
Is that
think
not the detonator?
Also, Alice, we're only going to save the world just to, prove that we can actually do it, and then
True.
jump in the.
And then we
And then laugh.
Yeah,
Our, yeah.
Laugh at everybody, but
just to
Ev-
prove that we can actually succeed at something and be like, haha, jokes on you, suckers.
but the rate we're going,
Die.
but the rate we're going, nobody else is going to be alive at that point.
Yeah.
We're going to be like, haha, yes, we did. Oh,
Yeah. The
Hmm.
world's gonna end either way.
Either all at
Because of
once
us
or
or-
like one person at a time by your hands.
Hmm.
But at least
I-
we'll know fun facts about them now.
Yeah.
One fun fact. for
Once
every-
everyone's told us their fun fact, and we'll kill them.
Exactly.
And their names. We've never known names before.
True.
So, I found the type of dog that Parter would be, but a skinnier version, but Irish Wolfhound.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're so
Not-
sweet.
What about Whippet?
No, because a whippet's quite small.
Ellie knows all about
Greyhound?
Whippet. She's a Whippet influencer.
No, isn't a Whippet bigger than a Greyhound?
No, whippet's smaller.
Oh, I can't remember which way it was.
A greyhound's bigger.
Well, not a Greyhound.
But the thing is, they're not shaggy enough.
Oh, true. He is quite
Thing is with the-
beardy.
Yeah, the thing is with the wolfhound, they're normally quite stocky as well as massive. And obviously, Parter's massive, but he's skinny, so he'd just be like the
That's
rump
fair.
of litter.
Did you say your resolution?
I think you said some of
Um,
them.
I feel like I said some of them. My other resolution is just to overall try and make us as people better people. I feel like there's a lack of conscience
Conscience.
in the group. A lot of like, yeah, let's kill him. Yeah, why not? So I feel like just trying to,
Be
keep us
better.
grounded.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
I mean, someone's got to.
I was going to say, I mean, you being grounded a lot more than most of us throughout this has found out key information quite often, so it's a good thing.
Hopefully. I'm also going to be the one to teach Aya to keep her pets alive. Being the
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have the one. Yeah, to be fair, Mike, one of yours should be as well to remember that you have a ghost puppy.
I should. It's just because he's a ghost puppy that, like, I never know if he's there or not.
I feel like you've forgotten about him more ever since we started calling him Hot Rod, which I just feel is
Yeah.
unfair.
I feel like if it was a name
More
that I'd
coincidence.
Justice for Hot Rod.
Yeah.
no. I think I need to rename Hot Rod so that I'll remember him more.
What would you rename him?
What was he called originally?
Phantom?
Yeah.
Phantom.
Shadow? Phantom.
Shadow, one of them.
Phantom.
Tim and I used to like change the names every
True.
like go through them.
Pick a name now, and it'll forever be
I
that.
love that you, like, even as you're trying to remember what the first one was, admitting that even before he was called Hot
I
Rod.
don't Could be anything.
I'm looking at the things that are on my desk, and I'm like, Gum.
What's your-
I
what-
can't call him Gum.
What was your dead boyfriend's name? Vampire.
Is that,
Wait,
Eric.
I don't have a dead boyfriend.
Uh,
Oh, you mean my friend? Sorry.
Your dead lover. Your dead cold
Hey,
lover.
we were just friends with benefits. Arid.
Arid. Just call him Arid. Arid.
Nah, I can't call him that.
If you call him that, Josh will kill him in a tundra.
Probably would. He'd go up in smoke as well. Whee!
I'll come back to you. I need to think of a name.
I feel like what we were talking about before when we were talking about, the getting our revenge and stuff, that segues good into what our predictions are for
Yeah.
this year in the campaign world.
Yeah. Like, and tying in with that, like, we know that we're going to have one question to ask the banana yogurt twins. We
Is that
should.
canon
like-
that we're only going to get one?
well, that's what the shopkeeper said. So,
Right. We
so
need
that
to
should be like,
that
yeah,
flawless.
exactly. And we should take that approach for the whole year with everything that we do.
Yeah. Like, we absolutely shouldn't be going in with a question, then we should just keep it as like a general conversation without questions.
Mm-hmm.
Tell our story and then ask a question at the end of it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So milk the system.
Like, enrage them enough that they have to give us answers without actually giving them questions. Like, also, we heard that you two aren't that great at fighting undead mystery ghost men.
Well, we've got the challenge just for you. Walk this way. It's not a question.
Your note, there's not been one question yet. 30 minutes in.
Are you following? Oh, shit.
Isn't this fun? Oh no.
So, predictions. We're going to mess up getting the giants on board with us.
Yeah.
We're going
Without
to
a doubt.
probably get in a fight with him and kill him.
Probably.
Then we'll fly away on our dragons, heading towards Katessa, get distracted by some noise in the tundra, fall into a portal that would transport us back to Keld.
Hopefully.
Then
That'll be good luck, wouldn't it?
then we'll find that that's Keld actually like 30 years in the future.
And your dogs.
New dogs.
It's literally just run by dogs. There's no other creatures in there.
We're the odd ones out.
It's a dog-only society, and all of the humanoids are like pets.
Yeah, that's it. Hang on, this sounds
Brando,
familiar.
Shadow, and whatever name branded monster you have. There are like representatives.
Yeah, we have to switch so it looks like they're our leaders here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we run a gauntlet, prove our worth, chat with the leadership 5 who turned out to be our friendly boy dogs. What they call
Pooch
Pooch Pals.
Who are actually us.
From the past.
Yeah,
I get.
from the past. And then we never find a way back, but because of finding this portal to 30 years in the future, we realise that the clock on Aya's arm is in minus figures and the world's still here and it's just a glitch.
No, we go back in time, but we turn into
Oh.
dogs in the process.
Oh yeah, that's it.
To settle into this new society, we become dogs to like blend in. And then that's when we accidentally get transported back in time. And that's the reason why we're dogs.
Yeah.
So because Chad learns the spell
Polymorph.
True
polymorph. That's the one. Transpolymorph. Polymorph turns us all into dogs, but gets it a little bit wrong. That's it. There you go, and that's why we can't.
That's the irony is that the dogs knew polymorph the whole time. They just were too much like us to remember to use it. Right?
I will admit that there's probably something correct in your prediction that I'll fuck something up, but that I send us back in time as dogs is a bit much, Josh.
Sorry. You got more credit than that.
I think the axe is going to kill one of us.
Probably me.
I don't think it will be Chad. I think it'll kill one of us, and then we'll be brought back
Yeah.
somehow.
We have one diamond, so I can bring one of you back one time. But I mean, the most sensible thing to do is kill Chad, get the thing off his arm, and bring him back.
That sounds very sensible.
With Sebastian's arm attached.
Or you don't have to
Maybe.
kill Chad. You could just remove the axe and then
No, I don't trust him to then not kill us.
do reasons.
I've gotten lost shopping. You'll never find me again.
I don't know at what point it became canon that killing Chad had to be part of the plan, but it's written now.
I agree.
I think it's deep rooted that there's part of us, or all of us, that want to kill him just to get that out of the system. Just a quick question: if he's got like the bad thing of like bad smell, he looks about 200 years old, and then we cut the axe off, does he stay that way?
You don't know.
Amazing.
Not a risk I'm willing to take.
What if we do it when he meows at the moon?
You
The
can
only
wait for him
time
to cycle
we can do
around
it.
to that. At the moment, he's
This
just got cat eyes.
This is our pet man lizard. He meows at the moon. That'll confuse people.
He's got cat eyes and goes woof at the moment.
Yeah, that's true actually. Just in case it does last forever, let's pick the role where it's the most annoying, the most irritating side effect.
There are a few.
I'd
Some of
love
them
to see this
particularly
list
bad for
properly.
Chad.
I'd love to see this list.
I know. I feel like I've.
Not during the beheading spree, because that would be a really unfortunate trait to keep.
Right, I'm going to switch it up quickly. Rather than predictions, what I'm hoping is that we'll actually achieve this meeting with the twins. That'll lead us then to be focused. We can have loads of side missions that we're going to get distracted with, but that we actually get proper revenge on Contessa and make her suffer. And then that we get back to Keld, and then we save the world. Those 4 things. If we can come out this year having done that.
That seems ambitious, but I like it.
It's very ambitious. If we get 50% of that, that's fine.
Getting halfway to Keld.
Yeah. Is there anywhere that we've been before that you guys want to go back to? Like the university town or like...
I think definitely the university, just because we definitely didn't, like, we left too soon. We didn't mean to leave.
Yeah.
Also, like, there's just things there that we didn't figure out.
We have more kickball to play too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been spreading rumors about us.
I was going to say, I think we need to. I know we had the special kickball game, like card game, which was amazing, and I genuinely actually want like a licensed version of that in real life. But I also want to have another episode of us just playing actual kickball.
I mean, if that's something that you as a group want, you can go looking for it.
Yeah.
The only reason you haven't found it is because you haven't specifically looked for it.
How do we go looking for it? Do we just go and ask people? Do you pick
Yeah,
it?
pretty much.
Shout.
Just go up to like
kickball.
anybody that looks like they might want to be a fan of kickball and be like, "Do you play kickball up here?" And do you get yes or a no?
Almost the same way that you would find it in real life.
Yeah. But if you didn't have internet,
Do you mean people that look like they might be a fan of kickball? How do we know what they look like?
no, I might have like a
Ball
scarf
under
on
arm.
that says.
Bit like us.
Chanting. Chanting.
But if we go back to the university, not only do we have our arch rivals and our
Sutton Shore
competitors,
Sharks.
yeah, and an entire like conspiracy that has been stalking us across the planet, but we also can meet up with our pirates who we left in like a lukewarm state where like we'd gone from enemies to just tolerated, right?
Yeah, Sea Queen, Regina Hartigan, and Relentless.
It did kind of feel like a kind of a look from a distance at each other and a nod of go your way, do what you need to do. We're gonna.
Yeah.
But Gentle Car is with them, and I saved his life.
Yes.
So I'm hoping he's our mediator.
Gentle Carla Pirate.
Who's squeaking?
That's Buddy. Sorry. he's got a little toy cow in his bed, and he keeps sitting on it because he can't get comfortable. So I'm just sitting here while it's going like honk, squeak.
Nice. Well, Tim, like to help us a little bit, because I mean, it's a good question about going back to places. I'm also curious about how much more of your world we haven't actually touched. So how much more is there for us? Like how many other locations? Because I remember when you told us right at the beginning of kind of the world that there is.
Yes.
You talked about Sutton Shore. You talked about like the tundra and stuff like that. What else is there for us to look at?
So I can tell you, there is
200 locations.
Yeah.
There is a lot of locations that I've written.
10%.
So I can put up a list of like all the different places that you've been, and all of the places that you haven't been. I'm just going to bring that up now. I think it's in game references. I wasn't ready for you to ask for areas.
One other thing, while Tim pulls that up, that I'd like for us to do this year, and maybe if it, actually I don't know if it will happen at all, but for us to meet our evil counterparts.
Oh yeah. Or even just play as them again.
Yeah. Oh, I have dropped like little breadcrumbs. Now you're in the Shattermounts because that's kind of where they operate.
Yeah, where they're set up.
You've met you've been to places. In fact, you've been to one location that they were at in one Halloween episode.
Oh shit.
The Black Ice Caves, which is where they met the Thumb Man. You've been there. That's where the hobgoblins were.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, I
which
don't know
one
if we're gonna-
hobgoblin? When was that?
You
Sorry.
know, with the
Halloween
chest
special.
with the Sphere of Annihilation.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you just went a different route,
yeah,
and it was
right.
several months or so later, after they cleared it out, because they mentioned
that's
when
good.
you played them, I described the Black Ice Caves were littered with bodies of hobgoblins.
Oh.
So you've been to the
Well,
Black Ice Caves.
At least we can just say they came back and killed them rather than we killed them.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to do with that.
'Cause the other
no.
guy.
Also,
was-
one of
Wait.
your characters is from Dragonjaw Point, which is where the kobolds were, where Diagon is. It was Annie's character.
Shit.
Is from that place.
We should learn about our characters. So
Starting to
We
come
should.
together.
That's why I felt sort of
Yeah.
drawn
And
to the
one
tavern.
of the cards that Chad has got is they are called the Swiftmore Stuffers, and you're called the Swiftmore Horde.
Swiftmore Horde.
But
Was that our kickball team?
that a kickball team called the Swiftmore Stuffers.
So the kickball team from near. us.
Yeah. We gotta.
Also,
So Swiftmore is a
no,
place.
go on. I was just gonna say that didn't we leave that in a like cliffhanger as well? Like me and I can't remember what your character name is in this chat. The other
Gur.
chat? Gur.
The Manslayer.
Have been in a collapsed building or something.
Yeah. We're bringing down the castle at
Yeah.
the dinner party.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Costume
Yeah,
party.
the ice elves,
Yeah.
which are
Anyway.
which are near where you are now in the main campaign.
Ooh.
Let's not wait until Halloween until we play that again.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can switch. We can do it. We can do a Sunday session if you want it to be the Swiftmore Horde. again.
Yeah.
So
That'd
is
fun.
it possible for there to be an episode where we meet ourselves? And we
Oh
have
yeah,
to play
I've been
both
tracking
parts?
where the Swiftmore Horde have been going, and I know where you are going, so you could legitimately interact with yourselves.
That would be a brilliant, but also
Would we be
ridiculous
like-
Very
Blah
confusing.
blah 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 blah.
episode. Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
Spider-Man.
I probably would take over the Swiftmore Horde based on like how you play them, so you
I
wouldn't
think-
have to be doing two. But you could give me prompts.
I think we should try.
Would
and
we
do that.
recognise Jim Jamalajanji as the person that we left dead at the bottom of the lake?
You probably wouldn't because he's just a skeleton, but Gur can tell between undead. They all bones look the same to you, really, unless you're a necromancer.
Unless they're sex pest boned.
All
Yes.
bones look the same.
But going back to areas, yeah, you've got like there's the region called the East Folk Marshlands, and then in that region there's a local area called the Lurking Wood, and inside the Lurking Wood you've got places like Blackmire, Lumbergost, Keld, Peatsland. There's Kil Irith, where you went, where you found that man who was playing the flute on the cliff, and his very standoffish wife. You haven't been. I don't think you've been to Berrybrook. That's a halfling village. There's Borston, which is a dwarven town in the Lurking Wood. Then there's a few more places in there, but there's also a local area called the Alderwoods, which is more Fey. So it's got all of the elven villages in there, but you kind of bypass the Elderwoods. It's got
Why?
Nos Senor, that kind of
We
stuff.
I
missed
know
the
what-
elves.
I know our problem.
I can't believe we missed the elves.
Missed the elves. Yeah, you went to
What's-
You went to Sutton Shore, but if you'd hung around, you probably would have found the elves in the Elderwoods. There's also the Waste Fields, which is where Chad's from. And you got a village called Ornaz and a city called Zentak.
Ah, yes, my hometown.
Ornaz is your hometown.
That's the one.
Then you went to the Eve Coast. So you've got a local area called Rocknook, which is where Sutton Shore is, which is the, I think, biggest city in the Mistfields. Then you've got Cutter Bay, you've got Dragon's Rest. There's a whole bunch of like villages and towns inside those areas. Then if you'd carried on the pirate ship, you could have explored the free seas of the east. There's the coastal strait which the pirates operate in, called the area called Pike Cove. There's another area called Jaron's Outpost. It's got white sand in it. Then you go actually into the East Sea. There's locations called Manta Ray Isle. There's Isla Nova and the Crescent Islands.
I want to go to Manta Ray Isle.
Yeah, it's
Can we
shaped
ride
like an
manta
actual
rays?
manta ray, but it's a collection of small islands, but shaped kind of
Yeah.
in a manta ray.
There's a giant
Um,
manta rays there that we can ride.
But you're in the Shutter Mounts now.
Legendary, Josh. Legendary.
You've got the waste fields, where I think the biggest town is called Grayton. You're in the East Reaches right now, which is Astrakhan, which is the second biggest city, which is where the Goliaths live. You got Kantakan, which has got Goliaths and half-orcs. Thunderdark, which you've heard of, that's the biggest city, but that's underneath the continent. That's where the dwarfs live. There's about 46,000 dwarfs live under there. There's Thanakis, there's Graves Perch, which you've been to. That's the Aarakocran village. Swiftmore, which you haven't been to yet. Dragon's Jaw Point, which is where you just come from with kobolds. There's Deep Crack, they've got the goblins in them. The Black Ice Caverns, where the Swiftmore and you have both
We should be allowed
interacted
to
with.
go to Ukraine.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of places really, and you haven't gone into the crater itself either.
Right, this
How,
year.
in a percentage, how much would you say we have?
This is a video game. How many trophies have you got?
Matt.
I think storyline you're probably at about 30%. Side missions. Of its entirety, side missions aren't they like 5%, I guess.
Damn. Right, this year we need to explore more, and we need to be right. This is another group New Year's resolution. We need to be more decisive and just go with it.
I feel like we should have like a way to decide. Like, I'm not necessarily saying rock paper scissors, but like some sort of way where when we're stuck in and we're all disagreeing with what to do, like we should have a tie break.
Let's have a tie break competition that doesn't require limbs, because some of
I
us
mean,
never
there are
disagree.
5 of us. I don't know how we never have that. Like, if we voted, we should be able to choose. But somehow it doesn't end up.
We can't.
I don't know how though. Because odd numbers.
We then make a decision, but then we go back to it and go back and change it, and then go back to the original first idea that we had after an hour and a half.
It always
So we're doing it right now in terms of how we should decide how to be more efficient.
I think it always comes to like, if we take a side quest, we're actively ignoring the main plot point that we were trying to get to. So how much do we want to save the world, and how much do we want to
Side quests are fine, but we can never decide on how to do them, or if, like, it's not so much if we're going to do it, it's how we're going to do it, or like which way we're going to go. Like, they probably ultimately either lead to the same destination or.
I'll be honest, I reckon that the world is already dead. Everybody we're meeting wants to kill us, so we might as well just let the world burn.
Yeah, no one's been that nice to us so far.
Everyone's been very tolerant of us, and we've killed most of them.
Yeah, Alice's depiction is a bit more accurate.
I mean, there is another angle that we could do, and the benefits of us now being on Twitch. I know obviously this then replayed on YouTube, but Badges and Spoons has just put, can we remind you? We could just use the
as a tiebreaker.
I mean, if we can't decide, just say right.
Chat can be the honorary Iris.
Yeah. First answer, first response is the way we go.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
That's a good idea.
We could just roll the dice.
No.
No, too dangerous. We're not good enough.
Yeah, I'll roll one every time.
Yeah, that's true. No, please, Ellie.
No, I was just going to say, I think asking the audience as well, because they tend to know more than us. So like, we've factored something in that we haven't even remembered. So it'll probably lead us in the better route than what we ever thought we would.
Yeah, it actually puts us to shame how much they know compared to us.
We're very lucky to have them.
I was going to say, I like to think of it as we're very lucky to have them, and that we're clearly doing something right, that they're paying attention so much.
Yeah.
And that it gets us out of tight corners. Yeah, I think that should be how we decide. If we're in that situation where we're messing around, can't decide, we just go, first answer, tell us what to do.
Tim, what's your prediction for us this year? Like, you know, you're the man behind the curtain. We do our best to fuck it up, but what do you think we're going to get up to this year?
So I think this year, you probably get to level 15, 16, I reckon. That puts you in like an upper echelon of, there aren't many people left in the world that can like contest you on a one-to-one basis.
That's dangerous.
It puts you in like an epic hero tier. So one-on-one, really it's just like gods and other heroes that'll be able to take you on one-on-one. Obviously, if there's an army of people, that'll be a different story. But
when you say gods, do you mean like old gods?
I just meant in like more of a general term of like power levels. The demons could also be like an ancient beings like a Tarrasque or an ancient dragon, that kind of stuff. There is also another like thread you could pull on if you wanted to go dragon hunting as well, because there are a bunch of dragons. I haven't really like put that in your face because I think you've got enough side quests and stuff to distract you. But in every region, there's in every local area, there's its own dragon. So if you wanted to, you could become dragon hunters.
Put that in your face because I know you will go and do that.
Yeah, we're really giving up. We don't want to save the world. We'll use our final days to hunt dragons.
Yeah.
I did have it on my character sheet that I had a claw from a dragon that I'd previously killed.
Mm-hmm.
So Maybe I'm a secret dragon hunter.
Yeah. There's a whole like tiers of dragons as well. There's obviously the different colours. There's chromatic and metallic. Metallic are generally good dragons, and chromatic are bad dragons. And then there's different like ages. So the older they get, the more powerful they get. So it starts from like wormlings, which are like baby dragons, to young dragons, and then old and ancient, and then they can kind of end up being have like a template laid over them. So if they become zombies as well, you get Dracoliches and stuff. So they're like undead dragons that can cast spells and stuff. Or void dragons, that kind of stuff. That are
Zombie
part of
dragon.
like the void.
Let's go find a zombie dragon.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. To
There
be
might,
honest,
there might be one out there.
Let's do it.
I'd happily abandon the world-saving plot to do that. As long as we kill Countessa, the hood man, and the college
Professor.
person, yeah,
Professor.
and Napna's alive.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't really. The
We can
rest
do what we want.
I don't
Sorry,
know why.
Tim.
Let's just hope another band of unlikely heroes come and finish the job for us.
Tim is now
Complete
like,
health.
shit, I wish I'd never said this.
Yeah. Well, you need
This
like
is
a
why you
campaign
didn't give us
after the game.
dragons.
Yeah. But there's another side to that coin as well. Is that there was a giant and dragon war before the cataclysm. So equally as there are dragons out there, there are the counterparts of giants. So you could either become a dragon hunter or a giant hunter, or both, if you want to do.
We're about to go meet giants.
You're about to
Yeah,
meet
that's
Goliaths, which are like
Goliath,
giant
shit.
kin, they're like 7.5 feet or 8 feet tall. But they're born
I also
giants.
think Spoopy, not Penguin, has just jumped into the chat. We aren't playing, by the way, so you haven't missed anything. We're
No.
just chatting nonsense.
We're
Yeah.
making our characters' New Year's resolutions and trying to talk about our predictions of what we're going to do, which is pretty much the same we have been doing.
Yeah, and to summarize, it seems the theme is just to stop forgetting about the things that we have to do and just killing random NPCs and start actually saving the world.
And
Or
to
hunting dragons.
summarize it also further is that we are in fact the preacher cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
This-
We
Mu-
went
much to my like chagrin and denial that you're not. It seems
Yep,
that every
it's
time I
true.
deny it, it's ingraining itself into. what
Tim's
you think
just
you are.
embarrassed
100%.
that we figured it out, so he's
Yeah, I
denying.
am, yeah.
100%.
Then the-
Preacher
the
Pals
twist
are
at the
us
end.
from the future. We, in true us fashion, forgot about what they were coming back in time
About
to
your
do.
names and your classes and your
Exactly.
abilities and any
Tim,
of your
I'm
past.
gonna write it.
Fan fiction. We even treat ourselves with contempt.
As part of Mike's new.
Actually, I do have I think now is a good time. New Year's resolutions is a good time to go over it. Your alignments. Now we started off. I kind of asked you a little bit and kind of felt it out a little bit when I was helping you make your characters, and I think I might put most of them in myself. But it'd be a good time to review what you think your alignment is currently, and we'll go alphabetically. So Aya, I put you down as neutral good. Do you still think you're neutral? You're not lawful or chaotic.
Yeah, I
Neutral's
think
kind of like the middle road where you make kind of your own rules.
kind of because I think fundamentally she doesn't understand the law of the world that she's in.
Hmm.
So like
That makes
I
sense.
think and she doesn't remember the laws of wherever she's from. So I think neutral does make sense. And like she is good. I don't think she's ever killed anyone without it being a sense of like this is like these people are the only people I actually know in like the entire universe, and so if there's someone annoying them, then I think it's a good thing to
Yeah, so your morality is kind of like almost being shaped by everybody else's morality, really. You've kind of been
Absolutely.
shown. So from your own point of view, you're good.
yeah.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. So I think like that alignment kind of makes sense, neutral good. Because you're not chaotic, you're not like going in, you're not being, not going into towns and then like robbing stalls and
No.
disobeying the law, but then again you're not being super lawful as well and saying to everybody else that's doing things bad that they shouldn't be doing it. So yeah, I think neutral's a good
Mhm.
a good furrow to plough. Chad, chaotic good.
I think Chad is still chaotic good, but with Aldous, I think Aldous would be chaotic evil. So it's sort of
Oh, he definitely does have his own alignment.
Yeah. So I feel like overall it balances Chad out to chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Unless it should be two separate ones. But I feel like Chad generally is.
It's definitely two separate ones. So Chad would have his own,
Yeah.
and Aldous has got his own.
I feel like all this is bringing him down though. Like he's hanging out with the wrong kids at school. So now he's gone from chaotic good to chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately he's good, but he's just got some bad tendencies in the last year.
Cool. Okay, we'll leave Chad as, I think, chaotic good, trying to fight the chaotic evil of the Elder Sax. Although I don't think the Elder Sax is actually chaotic evil, but
Is
we
it
haven't
not?
asked it that.
Oh.
Mike, I think yours is probably the most, so the biggest one we should address really, now becoming a vampire. Had you down as chaotic neutral. So a bit like an anarchist, really. Would you say that you still remain chaotic neutral?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
that I'm
Going
I don't think
around
I'm-
slipping people's like tendons and taking over bars, and that's quite chaotic. And I think neutral rather than being good, neutral, evil. I think
Yeah, she's not
definitely, like,
evil.
Pre-vampire, you definitely were chaotic neutral. Do you think vampires like maybe pushed you over the line a little bit, or
no.
no? Okay.
I'm not killing them. That's wrong.
You're killing
I'm
them
not
to
killing them
survive.
because I want to kill them. I am. It's more like I need to.
But you're not killing
like
innocent people just because it's convenient. You're saving it up and actually killing people that you think deserve to die.
I'm trying to, like, when I went
You
behind
know,
the
like
bar
the
and I said,
like
"Can
the
I
owner
help?"
of the
Yeah.
bar. Yeah, definitely deserves to die.
The one before her, I was like, "Can I?"
That was an
I was,
accident.
yeah, but I was going out of my way saying, "Can you help me find someone?" So I was trying to avoid public displays of killing.
Yeah.
I
PDK.
exactly. I think it's 6.
Yeah. Okay. I am swayed by your argument. I'll remain as chaotic neutral for Mike. I think there's arguments to be made either way. Parter, neutral good.
I think as he's gone on, and the more I've learned about him, and the more I've played him, he has to be chaotic. There's
Chaotic good?
nothing neutral.
Or
and
chaotic neutral?
Yeah, his intentions are absolutely always the best intentions, and sometimes he loses himself. So I'm going to say keep the good, but it's chaotic good, not neutral good.
You think
Okay.
he's chaotic good?
Yeah,
Oh, there's
You
No.
kill everyone.
but he only
No.
kills people when they're being evil back. Like apart from a couple of occasions in the
That's
early
not
days.
true.
That is
Apart
not
from-
true.
No.
No.
Kill people on
And what about the
sight.
several times that you tried to set fire to Arad as well by taking his umbrella away?
Yeah, and didn't you kill someone just shortly after we got the axe in the snow?
You
Like,
are a
Yes, the Goblin
psychopath.
King as well.
Yeah.
Chaotic evil.
Okay. Not evil. He's not
Chaotic
evil.
neutral?
He's
I
a
don't think he's
lovely guy.
evil, but he's definitely
Neutral.
not good.
He's not
Okay.
good.
Chaotic
Right,
neutral,
well,
or
I'll
maybe
work on
true
that.
neutral? Maybe neutral.
So what? Okay, I'm curious about why you don't think he's chaotic when he's just literally
No, I'm asking you.
all over the place.
Like, I'm giving
I
you
think
options.
chaotic. I think he's chaotic.
Do you
I think he's chaotic in his actions and in how he presents himself.
Are you swayed by the group's decision
I'm
that you
swayed by
might
the
be
group
chaotic
on
and
neutral. I think there's an overwhelming response from the group that he's neutral. He's no longer
Okay.
good.
So you and Mike, same. Mike, a vampire, like fueled
Okay.
by undead bloodlust, and you, a normal person.
I honestly think you
Honestly.
might have balanced each other out. Like I imagine Mike as a traveling serial killer before this, and Potter as like a sweet pet keeper in Kelt, never left the village.
Yeah.
Blackburn, and now you're both the same.
Mike has matured. I think like a year ago, she would have been all for killing Chad and taking the axe off his arm, but now taking
Yeah.
a step back since she's become a vampire, she's just matured a bit.
Weirdly,
That's
Even
you're
you
in
out.
for the best. You're like, no, let's let Chad keep his evil axe.
I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. Good job. Good growth.
Development.
and so Pip, had you down as chaotic good. Would you still say that you're chaotic, or do you think you've like evened out a little bit?
I feel almost like, I know that this can't be a class because it doesn't match with the grid, but like if I had to actually describe Pip, I'd say like lawful chaotic. I know you can't have those two things, but I feel like I'm like,
I think you're the closest to lawful from the
yeah,
group that we have.
but then at the same time, if
I think
the mood
lawful neutral might
is
be
right,
a fit for her, or neutral good.
lawful neutral.
I was going to say neutral good because like you've done things like put a shopkeeper to sleep and take their stuff whilst also leaving money, but you've also like been the good guy when it comes to not killing people. So
I'd just like to put out there that she also deleted all the voice messages, so that which is evil on my side.
blatantly evil. So.
Yeah, neutral evil.
I feel like my chaoticness is more mischievous rather than murderous.
Yeah.
Like I'll do stuff because I think it will be funny or because it will cause a bit of chaos, but I won't just kill someone on sight, which is not a normal thing to do anyway.
I think what Khalil just mentioned as well has just kind of made me twig that maybe there's like this long-term gameplay that Pip's actually going to be the most evil out of all of us, but she's just played to her cutesy frog look, and that's why you're a tank. Yeah, that's why you're an absolute tank, is because actually you're like this seriously evil, badass person.
I can't confirm or deny that that's good. That's me.
Yep. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna change you to neutral good because I think that kind of better reflects your actions over the last 2 years of playing, or 90 days in game.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
When I try and think about you all and your alignments, I think about the time that we went to the cave where before the axe and like just after the axe, but before the, and literally Chad ran in and started like, I don't even know what. No, it was the snakes thing. It was
Thanks.
chopping people's heads off, and then part of, I don't know, just influenced, ran off and started also attacking them. Mike was hanging out with a vampire outside, and then me and Pip were just stood sort of shrugging and having to kill everyone because you started a fight, not because we wanted them dead.
Just had to like deal with the aftermath of it.
That's when I killed the gold person because my sex god told me to.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. The sort of thing that I'm talking about.
that Pip was telling me not to, and I was like, I have to. You just don't understand. And you were like, stop it. No.
Spoopy's in the chat also pointed out that Parter, aka me, is calling people out as evil, which is pot kettle. I kind of owe you an apology, Ellie, but still think there's a long-term play. And also Badgers and Spoons is asking what your alignment would be, Tim.
Oh,
No, it's got to be true neutral.
What,
neutral,
as the
neutral,
NPCs
neutral.
Or as the DM?
Well, I'm
DM,
playing all of them, so they all have to
NPC
kind of like even out to like completely neutral. But if I was to play a character, I've done them all. I've played every alignment.
Played every single?
Actually, I don't think I played lawful evil.
What was your most enjoyable?
No. Probably the one that I played the longest. I played a character for about 10 years called... I can't tell you the name of the character because the name of the character is in this world.
Ooh.
So my first character and the one that I played the longest is in this campaign.
He is the hooded badass character that's going around with Hombizords, I guarantee it.
or it's Contessa.
I like that idea though because that means the final boss is 10.
Yeah.
I'll also reveal to you that your decisions will define what boss is at the end.
Oh no.
There are multiple potential bosses at the end, and it's your actions and what you've done in the world and have done so far that have shifted the balance of like who you'll face at the end.
We are going to have a face-off with the gods.
Gonna get the bad ending.
We're gonna have to fight Pip at the end. She's the big one.
You have to fight yourselves as dogs at the end.
She's going to shed her skin and be like this huge demon.
Yeah, Tarask at the end.
Again, I can't confirm or deny.
But yeah, no, I've played all different types. Played like a lawful good paladin. Played a chaotic good, I don't know, like dozens of characters. So there's not one alignment that I think is more fun than others. there's some like difficulties. Like playing a lawful good character is quite hard because you can't. It's hard to interact with a group without like chastising them if they do anything that's not like within the law and perfectly good. So you've got to try and find a balance there. Often giving your character like a personality flaw kind of helps with that a little bit. I'll give you a narcoleptic. Yeah, so I think that rounds that out nicely. Have you got any other questions for the DM before we tie up this pillowcase of pillow talk?
No.
Finish stuffing this pillow. I don't know what the analogy is.
I have a question. I don't know if you can answer it, but what is the, like, in the next year gameplay, what is the one plot point that you've written that you actually really want us to explore? And I don't know if you can answer that in any way. But, like, is there like one thing that you really want us to find?
There's loads. Yeah, I don't think there's any one thing in particular that I want you to find. There is one that's like keeps coming back to me, but I can't possibly tell you what it is because.
Did you see what Spoopy Milk Penguin said?
Spoopy.
Killing Parcher off.
Alright.
Almost happened unwillingly. Cat in a bag.
Spoopy, I
He's
told you.
trying his
in
hardest.
confidence.
Oh, look at his face.
One thing we can be certain of is that if there was one thing that Tim wanted us to find, we wouldn't find it.
Yeah, that's why I can't tell you.
It will remain forever buried wherever it originally was. Or
Okay,
in the
what
black hole of
about
annihilation.
then? What's the one thing that we have found that you really didn't expect us to?
There
I
isn't
think
one.
there's a few. Like getting to the House of Sin, I didn't expect you to find because that was quite out the way. I didn't think you'd ever come across the House of Sin. It was just something I kind of wrote. Just flavour for that area, which I had to flesh out quite quickly once you teleported the ship there. Definitely didn't expect you to find like the barrier, the undead barrier, so soon. Anything in the Shatter Mountains really you kind of discovered quite quickly, but I thought you would have gotten from like towards the Black Ice Caverns, because that's kind of the through road from the Westfall reaches to the Eastfall, to the east part of the Mistfields, and then upwards.
So we might have been carrying a chest with a black hole in it from the Hobgoblins to Contessa if things were different.
Yeah, reversed. Yeah, it could have been going the other way. Well, you might be more sympathetic with the Hobgoblins and their plight, and you might not have known like what was going on. Yeah, so the kind of story got reversed on me because you got teleported over to the other side and learnt from the crater side of things out, rather than learning from the Mistfields like Sutton Shore and all the East Reaches in. So your opinion of it's kind of been flipped, narratively speaking.
That's why we're the bad guys. We learnt the story back.
Also, the secret of like you playing the Swiftmoor Horde was, like right back in the day, even before the first Halloween one, was like these guys are getting a little bit reckless and a bit evil. I think I'll just give them actual evil characters so I can kind of like be an outlet for them. It hasn't worked. It didn't work. Might have actually ended up fueling your bloodlust slightly.
With Ravenlock, we ended up like going like full evil, but we're still the best people in that world. So that kind of works.
Yeah. I think you're genuinely like more lawful good people in that world than you are in this one.
This one.
Weirdly enough. Yeah.
We're trying to be good.
Yeah, but I think that's a nice place to end it, to wrap up this New Year's resolution special of what our characters would and wouldn't do and our expectations for the future. And I hope that everybody watching and everybody that will watch will enjoy the path for 2021. May it be a better year.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to thank my players, Khalil, Alice, Ellie, Josh and Annie. If you'd like to plug your social media, now is a perfect time to do so.
I got mine from Diagon, the really good salesman in the campaign that we play on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock.
GMP.
Nice plug.
It's at ABC. Always be Chad.
Nice.
Always be Chad.
Yeah.
And by the way, Khalil's not. Sorry.
No, go on then, please.
I would say that just as a caveat, Khalil is not responsible for any of the opinions at ABC, which I imagine is definitely a network is responsible for. Sorry, but Alice, Alice, say yours again.
I'm at ALECYE, and he's definitely said more dodgy ones that shouldn't be affiliated with.
True. Don't know if those ones are real or not, though. Ellie.
I'm at Ellie Bav, and that is affiliated with me. All my own thoughts. You're welcome.
Josh.
I am at _Josh Den. Again, all my own words, which I never put up. It's boring. But follow me.
Excellent. And Annie.
I'm at Annie_squirrel, and that is sponsored by all of the squirrels in the wild.
A lot of squirrels.
I didn't know we had a sponsor.
Somebody nuts.
Oh, I do.
Annie specifically
Somebody
does.
does.
And I'm at Lord Snubcase. You can also find us at Crit the Bed everywhere else. And as a reminder, we are live with our main campaign on this Tuesday. And then this time next week, Ravenloft, episode 2. So this week is full of D&D goodness for your eyes, your ears, and any other senses you wish to press up against your screen.
Ooh.
So, and with that, it's the end of Pillow Talk. I love you. Goodbye.
Oh no.